Welcome to What Up Q.
Hey y'all.
What in where is that your new hairstyle?
Yes, it's kind of, you know,
Nadia's like Nadia Turner. Turner, I think that's her name. She
yes.
wore hers like that, but it wasn't as long. Are those curls I see there? Are those naps? No,
Yeah,
those are curls.
no, that curls and you know it.
All right. Good evening, people. Welcome to Reaching Out with Eddie. Where my guest is Q. Had quite a few things happen in this last week. The title of this show, "We Are All Quitters Until We Don't Quit," and I was a quitter too. I can tell you, I didn't know I was a quitter because I had already had a degree from UAB. So quitters don't never finish. But what made me determine that I was a quitter was that I pride myself in being able to, I guess you would call it an escape artist, that I can escape out of things. Um, I said that you could take me and you can tie me up. Say if you tied me up in this chair here and however you did it, wrap your rope around my legs, hands, anywhere, and I'll be able to get out of it. And so I was bragging one day and saying that, and of course, being a black belt, training in karate, always working out and always learning how to do this thing and that thing. I just knew that I could get out of anything, and so I sat in a chair. I sat in a chair, and they got a long rope. The rope probably was about maybe, I'd say about 20 or 30 feet. And they wrapped that rope around me. They tied my ankle. You talking about hog tied. I was hog tied. And I said that I can get out of anything. I said I can get out of anything within 1 minute. And of course, again, now folks, I can tell you, I have a scar. You can't really see it right here where I pulled handcuffs off of my hand. I just made my hand like so and just pulled them off and like tore a little skin off, but I could. And I did that probably within probably about 30 seconds and gave them to the officer. So I'm pretty good at taking things off. Anyway, let's get back to the story. And so I sat down in the chair, and as I sat down in the chair, I started immediately trying. After they tied me up, and when I said they had a rope wrapped around my, had my arms tied to the armrest of the chair, my feet was tied, both feet was tied to the legs of the chair. Then they wrapped it around. Then they came and wrapped it around me. You'd have thought I was like a rope man. They really tied me up. And so I immediately started trying to extricate myself. Now I had my hands behind my back, so I immediately started trying to do something. And I wiggle. No matter how I wiggle, folks, I couldn't do anything. And I can tell you what, after about probably maybe about 20 or 30, about 20 seconds, I quit. I said, I can't do it. And they started laughing at me, folks. Lord, 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 Lord. When they started laughing, really, when they saw I couldn't do it. And so I quit. Boy, I'm talking about I quit. Couldn't do it. And oh boy, when I quit, I said, okay, you can untie me. I can't do it. And they started laughing at me. And the more they laughed at me, the anger inside of me, the fire came inside. I started back. I said, don't touch me. And so I started back trying to extricate myself, folks. Lo and behold, I was able to get out of the chair. So understand, okay, now I said I could do it within 1 minute. It took me 1 minute and 5 seconds to get out of the rope, to get my everything free. I did it, folks. And see, that's what made me never ever quit again. I am not a quitter. I would not quit anything. I quit then and they started laughing at me. Had they not laughed at me, that was my inspiration to prove their ass wrong. And I did it, folks. See, had I quit, had they not laughed at me, I would not have been the finisher that I am today. And folks, I wanted to tell you that story because most of you out there, even though you are successful at some things, you are a quitter. We have quit so many things. And yes, I am being inclusive. We just do not care. I got to ask you this. Did you vote Tuesday? Did you vote? I promise you, most of you out there will say no. And most of you out there that's watching this podcast, you are black folk. Now, that's what hurt us. That hurt us. When you don't vote, you do vote. We are the most uncared about people that no other race care about us. Anytime they want to enrich themselves, they use us to enrich themselves. Go into our communities. The people that operate those stores are not like us. They're not from the same ethnic group, most times not even from the same country. Everybody are taught thousands of miles away from here how to come to America and enrich yourself. It's only one rule. Come to America, find a black neighborhood, open up a store and sell your goods in there. Whatever it is to do, whether you do nails, whether you do hair, African braids, whether you sell the convenience store, you go and look, they have taken over all the stores, and you don't even worry about it. You can treat them with all the disrespect that you want to. They will continue to patronize your store. A black person is long suffering. They don't give a fuck what you say to them. They don't care what you do to them. They will still come and bring their hard-earned dollars. However they get it, you know, most of them niggas steal. However they get it, we don't care where the money come from. We just gonna take that money. That no matter how they treat us. I have been in stores and they have been so disrespectful. And I've seen other black people stay in there and don't even care about that. How can you watch? We don't care about anything and we quit too much. We got to stop. We have quit life. We don't do anything in life to live life, to enjoy life. Y'all hear Two Bell talking. I ain't talking about Two Bell. Two Bell was standing back there. I'd be telling Two Bell to shut up. Two Bell said, "What you talking about, bro? Only thing they want to do is to get high. So you think you're enjoying life because you get high, this pill, this smoke, this drug, that drug. That's not enjoying life. That's a form of escapism. You're escaping life. Enjoying life is being able to pay your bills, being able to ride in the kind of vehicle you want, being able to go where you want to go, being able to take a plane or a boat or a car, rent a car, buy a car, however you want to do it. That's enjoying life. Living in a good neighborhood and having your children go to a good school. That's enjoying life. I mean, enjoying life is not worrying about your car breaking down or not worrying about how you're going to pay this bill or that bill. Enjoying life is not going to the payday loan store. And enjoying life is not pawning your car title. I know, look, I'm not judging anyone. I'm not putting anyone down. It's just we have quit life. We have quit America. We are in America, but we quit America. We're not doing anything for ourselves. Everything is being done for us. You didn't vote, and that's sad. Now, Two Bell said, "Well, bro, did you vote?" You know, folks, I don't even believe Two Bell voted. Yes, I voted. I voted for Nikki Haley. What? You didn't vote? Yes, I voted for Nikki Haley. And the reason why I voted for Nikki Haley is because she's young. We gotta get, and she's a young female. Every female that was on the Republican ticket, yes, I said it. I vote for every female that was on the Republican ticket because it is time for ladies to take control of their life. It's time for ladies to get in charge. Ladies have that motherly love, that nurturing. They understand because, you know, dad is gone. The man is gone. He's out there getting in a pissing contest with another man. But mother is there. She's organized the house. She's making sure everything in the home is run smoothly. The only thing dad is doing or the male is doing is just bringing the money. And he doesn't even go grocery shopping. So females used to doing everything, organizing and bringing structure and balance to everything that's out of balance. When it's out of balance, and so I did. And I voted for the males. I didn't really know a lot about it because I didn't study it. And I voted in Alabama. Yes, I voted in Alabama. I'm an Alabama resident now. I'm no longer a resident of the state of Mississippi. Which brings me to another point. And good evening, Bro Fred. I see Bro Fred done tune in, which brings me to another point. But I want to continue on here first about us not voting. How is it that we expect anyone to care about us when we don't care about ourselves? If we don't give a damn, how can anybody else give a damn if we don't give a damn? We're going to have to start giving a damn about ourselves. We're going to have to start taking part of the political process. When you think it don't make a difference, that ain't nothing but ignorant thinking when you think that your vote won't make a difference. When you don't vote, you still voting. You're voting for everything to remain the same. You still voting for the police to single us out when they want to arrest someone. They want to profile us. You are voting for that. You're voting for the profiling. You're voting for us to be the last one to hire, the first one fired. You're voting for us to remain in public housing. You voting for us to receive a second tier education, and that's what we do. And so I'm fixing to stop right there because I want to talk about education first. It was a situation where I had to deal with an educator. And when I have to deal with an educator, they are amazed when they see me deal with them. And the reason why they're amazed when they see me deal with them because they look at me and they judge me by how I dress. But when you started talking to me, you can tell that I got to be well read. I got to understand what it is that I'm reading. And so, but once they talking to me, folks, I'm a hands-on parent. I'm hands-on. I am the first line of defense for my entire family. You understand? I'm talking about my immediate family. I'm not talking about my extended family. My immediate family is my wife, my children, and my grandchildren. That's my immediate family. That's my immediate family. Now, how about it's still like the nucleus is me. I'm the center of my family. And right outside of that nucleus is live with me. I am the first line of defense for them. I don't care and I don't condone my children doing wrong and I don't want them to do wrong. That's not the instructions they get from me. But when they do wrong, they make a mistake. They become impulsive and they do things that they shouldn't do. They say things they shouldn't say. It's okay. Now I'm going to chastise them. I'm going to discipline them when they are near the nucleus. But when they go outside of the nucleus, when they go into the world, whether it's in school, whether it's in the street, whether it's cross town, out of town, it doesn't matter. When they go into the world and they have a problem and they're not armed with the resources to deal with that problem, that's where I come in. And I promise you, I don't care what they do. We'll talk about that later. We got to circle the wagons right now. We're going to circle the wagons and we're going to protect ourselves and we're going to fight the enemy. The enemy is anybody that's trying to do something to me and mine. That's the enemy. I don't care who you are. You can be the police. You can be the governor. You can be the president, whoever it is. If you're trying to hurt me or my family, and listen to me. Now, I got friends too that's closer than family. And bro, Fred, you know what I'm talking about. That's my brother from another mother. I mean, when you try to hurt my family, I promise you, you got to go through me to get to my family. I promise. If I ain't there, I'm coming. I'm just coming. And that's enough about that. I'm going to look at, I don't know whether Q has anything to say. I know she got something to say, but I just had to talk about that. Patricia Allen presented something to me. Hello, sis, how you doing? And folks, I gotta say this is that the Supreme Court is actually and Trish is a little sister too. That's my little sister from another mother, Patricia Allen. She's a nurse, and she presented a question to me there. And Patricia Allen, because she's married to one of their she's married to the Laura brother, and they let him out, Raymond. They let him out today, and that's a good thing. They should let them all out. But she posed an interesting question today, and I'm gonna pose it to you. Is it unconstitutional for a convicted felon or a person convicted of domestic violence to not own a firearm? And if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna do my research. The Supreme Court has already ruled that it's unconstitutional for you to tell a person that's convicted of domestic violence that they cannot have a firearm. See, the Constitution guarantees you the right to bear arms. So if the Constitution guarantees it, how can any other court take it from you if it's written in the Constitution and hadn't been a constitutional amendment? So when you enact laws that's adverse to the Constitution, then you have laws that can be challenged in court. And so, and that is good. That is good. If that is something that can challenge, that might be something that I might challenge. Boy, you hear two by time. So, bro, you got so many lawsuits, it's pathetic. No, two, but I don't. I got just the right amount, the ones that need to be. And folks, I got to talk about my lawsuit. I did end up, I have already given intent to sue. I intend to sue the city of Meridian and the Meridian City Court again. I intend to sue the city of Meridian. I'm suing Mayor Smith, Mayor Jimmy Smith, and the reason why I'm suing Mayor Smith is because he failed to supervise while he appears to be hands-on in a lot of things, I'm told. He failed to supervise Dustin Markham in city court. He failed to supervise John Howell at city court. He failed to supervise the city prosecutor. Now, the city court judge, Dustin Markham, is the one that hires everybody that works under him. He's the only person that's appointed. He hired John Howard, a white man. He hired this other white guy, a white man. Not only a white man, a white Republican. You see how these niggas play games with us? See, I'm not playing games with you. I'm not pretending to be a Democrat and then upon everything I do has a rep. I'm just going to tell you right now, I am an independent. I am a conservative independent voter. I will vote Democrat. I will vote Republican. If it depends upon the circumstances, and right now the circumstances dictate that I vote Republican. So I voted in the Republican primary, and I did so proudly. I voted in the Republican primary, and when it comes around again, oh, you hear Two Bell talking. He ain't gonna let me go. He said, "Bro, you telling me you're gonna vote for Donald Trump?" No, I'm not. I'm not even gonna play with you guys. I know I'm not voting for Donald Trump. I'm doing what I always do. I didn't vote for Donald Trump in the primary because I don't think that he should be president of anything. Even the New York courts already said that he can't even be president of his own company anymore. So why would I want him to be president of the United States? It's just that Joe Biden, I'm so disappointed in Joe Biden on how they are handling this thing dealing with Israel. Now, folks, Israel is not God's country. Israel is not God chosen people. The Rothschild family, Google it, in 1932. So one of them just died. That's how I know about this. Started planning with the premier of England in 1932 to place Jewish people in Palestine. So when World War II ended, they put them in there in 1947 and 1948. They put them in. How ain't nobody ever been accepted into the United Nations so fast. Israel became a country in 1947, then accepted into the UN. It's just the white man wants somewhere to launch. That's what all the oil is in Africa. All that's black gold, oil, Africa. Or the Middle East, call it whatever you want to, but if you go back and look at the maps, and when the world first started being split up, before it was the Middle East, it was all parts of Africa. All the gold, all the diamond, all those resources over there. And because they can't control and they're losing control, they needed a launching pad, and Israel is the launching pad. And they're picking the Ukrainians to be a launching pad to attack Russia. That's what it's all about. Man, I'm talking about, we grow up hating Russia. We grow up hating all these different places, but we don't even understand why is that we hate Russia? Why is that we hate all these other countries? But let's just get back in America. Yes, I voted for Nikki Haley. Donald Trump is going to be the Republican nominee because nobody's running against him now. And so it's going to be Trump and Biden again. Two old men, octogenarians in their 80s running for president of the United States. Folks, that is sad. That is really, really sad. But it doesn't really matter up here so who becomes president of the United States, because they will do that. And the folks I want to talk about this is that when I was talking earlier about how I am the nucleus of my family, and anything goes on with my family, I'm going to be at the forefront, meaning they get behind me. And so, but like I said, when I start talking to people, and I let them know, if you have a problem with my children, I'm gonna do all I can to help you modify their behavior. But when you start trying to kick them out of school, send them to alternative school, or either maybe send them to family court, that's when I come to the front and I use all the king horses and all the king men, meaning that I'm going to use all of my resources to protect mine. So you can believe that all of my resources, I ain't got many friends, all their resources, and we gonna use everything we can to protect ourselves and our family. And that's just how we do it. And folks, I wanna and you know, I mentioned Fred, and Fred just found out today that he filed a motion. They dismissed Fred, went through arson charge, folks. Not because he committed arson, not because they had evidence against him. It was so, man, I'm telling you, that's how him and I met, because I was on him. He'll tell you I was on him. Boy, was I on him. But no matter what we did, the people that are in power seem to use that power, their position, in order to hide and uphold the wrongdoing of their colleagues, or the other people that are in power seem to want to hold on to that power, and they help other people stay in that power no matter how illegal, no matter what illegal things they do, no matter how corrupt they are, no matter how they break the law and bend the law, they seem to help, they scratch each other's ass, and that's sad. We got to get away from that. You know, I ain't never done anything to Dustin Markham. I thought he was a friend. I came to his inauguration when he was selected as, and I thought it was a good thing. But lo and behold, did I know that he had already sold out to the man. And I know you probably hate hearing this, Mr. Markham, but then and you know, I have a lot of respect for you and appreciate all you did, but your son wrong. And Dustin, I'm gonna tell you, I know your ass gonna look at this. I don't even know why you even mess with me. I know why, because you're young and you're foolish. Because if you were not young and foolish, you're not as intelligent as I thought you were. Because if you were, you never would have picked a fight with me, because I'm a lawyer friend. But damn it, you multiply that shit times 10. That's what kind of enemy I am. No, I'm not going to shoot you with a gun, not going to beat you with a stick. Here's my weapon, is right here, and I'm going to use it. And now I want to get to that. I filed, I gave the process server 4 intent to sue against the city of Meridian. 1 is for the city prosecutor, 1 is for the city court judge, and the city court pro tem. That's John Howell and Dustin Markham, and other one for Jimmy Smith. And folks, I ain't playing with it. It just ain't right when you take a government procedure and you misuse it. Now, I'm also have already started my lawsuit against WTOK, folks. And I want to talk about WTOK a little bit. See, WTOK, I called up the program director and I told her, I said, look, this stuff been dismissed against me and Miss Allen, Miss Bennett. Won't you take it down? And you know, I said, this is interfering with my life. And so the lady called me back and told me she talked to her attorneys and said that is true. And they're not going to take it down. I was arrested. Okay, folks, now let's talk a little bit about that. Yes, I was arrested. And here's where I'm going to get their ass at. I'm going to get their ass with malicious intent. I'm not going to sue them for libel or slander, because it did happen. I was arrested for that. But what they failed to do is they failed to take it down. They failed to update the story. They failed to let you know that those charges have been dismissed against me. They should have took it down when the guy that was running for sheriff over there in Wayne County or Clark County, one of them, Wayne County, I think, killed the brown guy. They didn't even put it in there because he was a white Republican running, one of their kind, running for sheriff, and so they didn't put that in. They put it in and took it down. When Cornelius Parks, I think that's his name, Cornelius, well, I don't know, Cornelius Parks, he ran for office and he was charged with domestic violence and it was dismissed, and they took all that stuff down. So they have a selective way of maybe trying to vilify me and vilify Lowe. So me and Lowe shit is still up there, while a lot of things that happen in Meridian, Mississippi is not up there. So WTOK, understand that I'm going to bring you to Alabama. I'm going to sue your ass in federal court. Now let me tell you how I'm going to do that. Two said, how you going to do that, bro? I'm going to do that because you have what you call diversity of citizenship. I'm no longer a citizen of Meridian, Mississippi. I'm a citizen of the state of Alabama. So when you have an argument between two citizens of different states, automatically goes into federal court. Whoa. Let's talk about WTOK. WTOK is no longer owned by the Ward family. If I'm not mistaken, the Ward family are the ones that incorporated, I think, in the 1800s. Or when they had TVs, they incorporated something in the 1800s, because I seen that on the Secretary of State website. I found out that Gray's Television Incorporated out of Atlanta, Georgia, owns WTOK. So I'm suing Gray's Television Incorporated along with WTOK for keeping my name up there. And I'm not suing their ass for libel or slander. I'm suing them for malicious intent, and I will win. I told you, I'm going to get you too, Dustin. Dustin, boy, you sat in that courtroom today and told my process server we need to get it right. Folks, let me tell you, I was so full of zeal in getting this lawsuit out. I didn't even sign my name to it, but that's okay. I will make sure it's signed, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's gonna happen, Dustin. And listen to me. I'm gonna be the one to see your ass walk out of that courtroom one day. I'm gonna see you ain't gonna always have that robe. Guess what? Jimmy Smith, let me tell you something. Let me tell you one thing, Jimmy. If you want to keep that damn job and have any kind of chance of winning next year, I'm gonna tell you all like I told Percy, you better take folks' argument away. You done displeased so many folks. They got James Carter gonna run against you. Rita Jackson gonna run. That'll really be karma there if Mama Jackson run against. Yeah, Mama needs to take over. Mother needs to take over. That'll be something because you live right next door to her. Basically, actually you live in the back of her because her house faced the street and yours faced the avenue. And anyway, and it's sad, folks, that this is his neighbor for him to do her like that and don't even speak to her. But that's all right, Jimmy. Calm and God. I don't even believe two belts. You reckon they believe in God? You see, I look back at two belts always standing back there. I don't believe that folks that claim that they believe in God believe in God. But I'm finna bring Q on now. Q, what it is that you want to talk about? What is that you want to talk about?
I don't really have nothing to talk about. I mean, been I don't know. I've been feeling a little.
We're gonna come back to you. We're gonna give you another minute, all right?
Okay.
All right. Folks, but I'm fixing to look at my notes because there's some things that I want to talk about Fred. I had started, I want to say this again. Fred Welch, charge was dismissed against him, but they dismissed it with prejudice. Now, folks, when charges are dismissed with prejudice, that means that they can file those charges back. Now, folks, you understand now, insurance company out of business. Fred didn't own the truck. Fred's name went on the policy. Um, the person that owned the truck, once they wanted to charge Fred, dismissed any claim that they had against the insurance company before they folded, but they went bankrupt. And so now you have Mr. Welch being charged with arson. I mean, let me tell you how bad it was. It was so bad that Bo Bailey was going to lock him up. It's just how bad it was. Made him go get a lawyer because they didn't like me helping him with the pro se petitions and things like that. And so, but eventually they dismissed the charge against him. And I'm just telling you, one of the things that bothers me is that I ain't never done anything to Judge Bailey, never done anything to Judge Wright. I don't like some of the rulings that Bo Bailey has ruled against me every single time. He has never ruled. Judge Bailey has never ruled for me, and I voted for him, folks. I put a sign out in front of my shop. Dustin Markham did not vote for him, did not support him. I go to court and go before God's throne saying that. He said, Bo. He called him Bo. That's how I know your name, Bo Bailey, because Dustin the one said it. He said, Bo is okay, but he's a little bit too young. He ain't ready to be judged yet. And I know I may have said it slightly different on another guy. I didn't write the shit down. Basically, that's what he said. He's too young and he on the other team. I said, well, I said, I'm going with Judge Bailey's son. And the reason why I went with Judge Bailey, the reason why I supported Dustin is because his dad did me a solid. And so I figured the apple don't fall far from the tree. So I supported Dustin. Now, Dustin unproved me that I made a bad decision. Okay, now, but the people were right when they didn't make his ass mayor. Okay, now we got Bo. Now, his dad did me a solid. Judge Bailey, his dad did me a solid, and I appreciate that. And so I automatically supported him. But again, I'm saying the apple don't fall far from the tree. I don't have anything bad to say about Judge Bailey or Judge Wright. I just think that the animosity that they have directed toward me or dislike me because I talk or the things I talk about on this podcast, I think that's not right. I think the Constitution guaranteed me the right to have this podcast and to say how it is that I feel. If I slander someone, then meaning that if I say something that's slanderous or libelous, writing it, then I have never been sued. So if I haven't been sued, and you see me suing all the time, so that means that, hey, Angela, how you doing? Good to hear from you. Good. If they slander me all the time, I mean, I sue, and so yes, I am suing the city of Meridian a second time. I'm fixing to get my interrogatory intermission from the first lawsuit from the previous administration. It's funny how you got van and you have Lieutenant Jackson take the van and you have myself that we had problems with the previous administration that continue on into the current administration. So this thing, folks, it appears that the things that are going on in Meridian has nothing to do with the black community, because even though we are being antagonized, we're not the antagonists. The antagonistic folks are the folks that are one implementing all the oppression, creating the unfair treatment among black people, which is in a majority situation right there in a lot of their county. Folks, look, only 1 to 19%, 1 to 19% of the people in the black community in America are at or above proficiency level for math. The average is about 5%, folk. Only about 5 to 7% of the black students that are going to public schools in America, or only 5% of them are at or above proficiency level in math. Only about 10% at or above proficiency level in reading. Folks, my children are part of the 1%. Now, I went all the way down to the 1%. My children are the part of the 4%. Or they can read very well, and they're part of that 1%. But the problem with that, and I ain't got nothing to brag about, because all our other children, folks, can't read. If they can't read, they can't understand. If you got to have a solid foundation in reading, you got to be able not only to read, you got to be able to understand what it is that you're reading. If you cannot read, you won't go far in life. If you don't know how to add and subtract, do basic fractions, if you can't do fractions with division, if you can't do algebra, you will not go far in life. If you don't have to be a master in but 2 subjects, reading and math. If you're good in math, if you're not just proficient, let's say if you're proficient on a 12th grade level in math and in reading, you can pass any test they throw at you. You can do very well, because you'll be able to read and understand what it is you're reading. Folks, we have a 2-tier system in America. White folks will they will pluck you up out of there system, up out of their communities if you are bad. If they said one bad apple, yes, it does. One bad apple will spoil the whole cart. If you leave that bad apple in there, it'll rotten up, and then that rottenness will spread it. And if you leave them all in there, you go back to eat an apple, all of them will be rotten. White folks not gonna let that happen. They're gonna pluck that apple, that bad seed up out. And guess what, folks? We do the same thing. We pluck that bad apple up out of that cart too. But the problem is, folks, we plucking our own goddamn apples. We doing it to our own children. We're removing our children up out of this system instead of fixing the problem that's going on with our children, instead of making what's going on with our children okay, instead of doing everything we need to do so that our roots, the ones that's coming behind us, are okay. We got to make sure that 2-tier system work for us. We take people like Amy Carter and send her ass down the road with tar and feather ass, because Amy Carter is a warden. She's sending our children to prison, and she's miseducating our children. Amy Carter ass need to go. The entire school board need to go in Meridian Public School. John Compton need to go. He's the school board attorney. The entire city council in Meridian ass need to go, because they're the one affirming all these people. Two Bell said, bro, you done lost your damn mind. I ain't lost my mind. I done found my mind. I just was disillusioned. I didn't know what I know now. When I came to understand that 2-tier system, how it's created, how we got pluckers too in our community, but the white folks got it right. They plucking the bad apple. The bad apple is always one of us. We're doing the same thing, folks. How about like situation where I was telling you about, they took the children out of the school, and they take the children, and how about from one county school to another school, how about those black administrators, those black teachers tried to take that child and pluck it out, but that parent wasn't going, because that parent was able to enunciate, that parent was able to understand, that parent was able to research the law and make the law. Look, they don't care about the law. They don't know the law. They're being ignorant, just like our children are being ignorant in school. Go to Magnolia. Go to any school where it's a majority situation where 95 to 97% of the student body is black, and you'll see those teachers rolling their head, call them a knucklehead, get somewhere and sit down, all this kind of talk. All those things are not indicative of an individual with a college education. But you allow for that to happen. That's what I mean about the miseducation, the 2-tier system. So I had to touch upon that. So should Fred be happy? Hell no, he ain't happy. I'm gonna tell you why he ain't happy. because he filed a motion through his attorney for them to reconsider the motion. He wants them to dismiss these charges with prejudice so that they cannot be brought up again. Folks, they wouldn't do it. They denied it. Now, I'm going to tell you why. They denied it because they know that they done held an arson charge over this man going on 7 years before they would dismiss it. They should have never even charged the man with arson, but they did. All because James Moore don't like his ass. Folks, and y'all got to quit putting these corrupt people back in office. You keep doing that. How you can tell they corrupt? They ain't doing shit for you. Look at the state of the black community. If you want to know whether or not you got the wrong person in office, look at the state of the black community. We're not doing good. We ain't eating at the table. We ain't doing shit for others. Our children ain't got nowhere to go in none of these places. They ain't got nowhere to go. They ain't got nothing to do. You ain't got nowhere to go and nothing to do unless it's to a damn gambling joint, a parlay house. So yes, we have dropped the ball. Well, we done quit, and we need to stop quitting and unquit. We need to damn get back at like I did. They that whoop me. Now you getting laughed at. Yes, they laughing at you. They laughing you in your face, and they laughing at you about how they treat you. I don't like nobody laughing at me. I don't know about you. So you need to do something about that. Q, I'm gonna come back to you again. You better find something to talk about. This is Reaching Out with Eddie and KQ, the tech person. Folks, I wanna talk about this Alabama law, and then I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna talk about Alabama law. Alabama law has a law that if you folks, they sell so many used cars. Everything is set up to basically take everything that we're able to scrape out of the ground and put it back in their system, not our system, so that we can't benefit from it. Alabama has a repossession law. They'll repossess you. When they you know how like in most cases, if you get behind in your car payment or something like that, they'll come get it, and then only thing you got to do is pay the towing fee and pay the whatever the amount is on the arrears, and that gets you right back at the house. And sometimes you can refinance it. Well, they have like this automobile company called Yanis Automobile in Boaz, Alabama, ran by people. They're either from India or somewhere like that. They're foreigners, and they know the law, but they're not trying to help you ride in a vehicle. What they're trying to do is continue to enrich themselves, because like in a situation where, say, if they get something from me, and what they would do is come and get it, and they want me to pay it in full. Now, who can do that? Most people take the money they get at tax time, they buy a vehicle, and most of those vehicles get repossessed back. But in Alabama, they don't give you opportunities. We're gonna call them subprime lending for automobile industry is prevailing in America now, but it's worse in Alabama, because in Alabama, what they do is they take your vehicle. And I'm gonna tell you one of the things that you can do, folks, and I'm gonna tell y'all is one of the things that you can do is that you can file bankruptcy. So remember that anytime they come and get your vehicle, file bankruptcy. Most bankruptcy court is and what's up with your cuz Jeffrey Wilkins? Jeffrey Wilkins. I just gotta brag on him. I can get back to this. Man, you're talking about pulling himself up by the bootstrap. He definitely did that, and he's a strong black man just like me. He loves his family. He's gonna do all he can for his family. He's doing so well. I mean, for him to be at the bottom and then come up out of the bottom and just fought his way to the top again, bro. I'm very proud of you, man. I want to wish you continued success at what you're doing, your trucking company. I'm really, he's not just a driver, folks. He's an owner, operator, and he hires other people now. I'm talking about coming from the bottom, folks. When I said coming from the bottom, man, I don't know how he telling me. I'm talking about coming from being incarcerated. I'm talking about like Bro Sam did before he passed, the late Bro Sam Bell. And these brothers came from the bottom, man, and he didn't look back. And I did the same thing. I didn't look back. But because I'm giving you the information, they want me to shut the fuck up. They don't want me to, and that's why they don't like me. They don't want me to tell you the thing. But again, Jeff, man, congratulations. Folks, man, but I can tell you that I'm gonna let Q talk for a moment. Q, because I'm gonna step away from the camera a little bit, all right?
Okay. Oh, he kind of hung me on the spot there. But but he was. I'm gonna go back to what he was saying about voting. even though I didn't get up and vote because I didn't feel good, it's all see, I didn't feel good. But black people do need to get up and vote. They do need to get out and vote because I mean we should care about what happens to us in the future, because if we don't, then it's gonna, the same thing that is happening is gonna keep happening. I mean, yeah, we still gonna be slaves to the white people basically. I mean, so it's up to us to want to change our own future.
And folks like and she's right. One of the thing is Fred. Yeah, Fred, but he's gonna continue to fight. And people, you just don't if you want to get in a good fight, then just mess with somebody, me or somebody like me. Mess with Fred or somebody like Fred. Even Jeff, mess with Jeff. You know, Jeff, boy, he grew up with my brother Wayne, but they were friends. But him and Wayne was like childhood friends, like school together, schoolmate. Jeff was my brother. Yeah. Yeah, I already know, man, but it's still all you. Man, y'all think when you talking about somebody crazy, that's a crazy man. I wish I could tell some of the stories, but it's bad. He ain't no joke now, folks. Man, I'm very proud of you. I really am. But anyway, folks, I wanna the one of the things wrong with the system is to the system continues to uphold each other in their corruption, and we're gonna have to get away from that. And folks, I'm gonna be closing pretty soon. But I wanted to, if you have a question or anything, I want you to present that question. If there's anything that you want to say or ask, talk about, go ahead on and do that. While I look at my notes, um, I by the time this is done, folks, I'm gonna have probably about 3 or 4 lawsuits in. Um, boy, yeah, if y'all hear my aunt back there, the fact that she's able to sing is a good thing. She'll be 98 in June, and that's a good thing. And so, I want to tell y'all a couple of stories. Folks, I'm gonna tell y'all a couple of stories now. I don't mind telling you that I lamented on these stories, but I want to tell you some stories, folks. You know what? Folks are always using God. People are always got their hands out. People always want you to help. And I can tell you, people, that me myself, I'm the kind of person that'll help a person. Y'all know I'm a very good paralegal, and I work so much sometimes that when I really I say have a breakdown, not really a breakdown. It's just that I'm actually really tired from just pushing myself so much. I do so much research because folks, people really don't have anyone that they can go to. They don't have anyone that they can go to. And I'm that go-to person. And you know what I love about Miss Hope? I love about Minnie Hope, and that's my mom. What I loved about her is that she was always helping folks, and I got that from my mom. I'm always helping people and trying to make a difference. And you know what? When a person heart is in the right place, if you like somewhere in a store and you see somebody struggling trying to pull up change and you don't offer to pay them, your heart ain't in the right place. Well, I'm that person that I'll see you, and sometimes I bless people. But I wanted to say this is that I'm gonna tell 2 stories. I'm gonna tell 2 stories. I'm gonna keep the names out of it to protect the innocent, but I'm gonna tell these 2 stories. Um, and I want y'all to hear me is that I'm a very, very good paralegal. Also, I do taxes very well. I'm gonna tell the first story. It was this, and I can tell you that mothers. I want to tell y'all this story here. Is that at one time it was this girl, and she got pregnant at an early age. She got pregnant at about maybe we gonna say she got pregnant at, we just said 12, 10, 9. It doesn't really matter. She got pregnant at an early age. When this person got pregnant, the whole family circled the wagon. Now, this person here wasn't a very smart person. The person wasn't going to school, wasn't making good grades in school or anything like that. And the person ended up pregnant. When this person that wasn't going to school, listen, we talking about in the black community, got pregnant, the whole family circled the wagons around her. Oh, no, 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 you can't have no baby. And so they came up with the money. We're gonna just give it an arbitrary number, figure. Came up with about $400-500 and sent that girl off to be fixed, and she was fixed, and she came back home. It wasn't long before, maybe say 2, 3 years later, maybe past, her sister ended up in the same situation. Now, in this situation here, her sister was a student, honor student in high school, about to graduate from high school, maybe a year or two left. So the parent of this sister lamented and said, "Look, ain't nobody having children, but if your mother would come and get you." Now I thought maybe since the mother had circled the wagons on the other child, she most certainly would circle the wagon on this child. And but either way, I would have paid for it. But that mother came to that person's house so fast with everybody and got that child and took her out of school and took her home. Let that child have that baby. To this day, that child has not finished school and has not done very well. See, that's what my point is that we don't help those that need help. And those that do need help, we help them in the wrong manner. We're going to have to stop that shit too. Now I'm finna tell y'all another story. Another girl not doing too good, staying anywhere she could, sad, done had problems at home, staying anywhere she could. And so this person tried to help this person and did. Ain't never did nothing but offer the person money or gave the person money, gave the person $40 one time and then sent the person out maybe about $60 or something the other time. And that person helped that person. I don't mind telling you, I was that person that helped that person. Did that person taxes. And that person said something that made me wish I had not done that person taxes. And so, folks, sometimes we help people. When people help you, recognize they help and tell them thank you when they do something for you. Don't go and we had a tendency when we up in somebody's face and they have something that we want, we'll tell them what they want to hear just so we can get what they want. We'll vilify somebody else that don't need to be vilified or should not be vilified just to get what they want. Now I'm gonna tell one more story here. Ain't nobody gonna like this story. They ain't gonna like it at all. This is a true story. Now, again, I'm talking about me. I help this person. I help people all the time. I help this person, folks. Let me tell you something. All of you out there have had situations where you had to hire a lawyer. Now, you pay that lawyer to represent you. If you got a felony lawyer, you're going to charge you anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000. If that lawyer doing expungement for you, he going to start at about $2,500. Now, I can tell you that they put me out of business because it was me that was doing it. They found out it was me, Judge Wright, Judge Bailey, they wouldn't even do it. Boy, they got mad. And, everybody got a right to do it. I'm paralegal, got a right to do things. Boy, I did a lawsuit for somebody, I ain't going to call the person name, just to protect that person's privacy. But I want this message out there because I want this person to know how damn mad they fucking made me. Had it been anybody else, I'd have used this same pen and took their ass out. But I didn't because of the person. But let me tell y'all this story. This person got injured in a store. Person hired a lawyer. Lawyer took the case. Person signed a contract with that lawyer to pay that lawyer 45% of any money they get. Y'all know what the lawyers charge. They charge 45%. The lawyer came to this person and told him, said, I'm dropping the case. Can't do nothing. Now, folks, I'm going to just tell you what I think. And some of you out there agree with me. When a lawyer get off the case, why they get off? Because they already been paid by somebody else not to proceed with it. This person literally had $1 million lawsuit. So, well, okay, that person came to me. And I said, I help. All the person wanted was just a couple of $1,000. Whoa. Well, it'd be easy to get about $25,000 or $30,000. Oh, but anyway, folks, so the person ended up, I'm just going to tell you, the person ended up, came to me about 2 weeks before, folks, the deadline was up. Folks, I stopped everything I was doing. I did the research. I had already started on it. I read a file about This thick. No, it was about this thick. Not that thick. About 4 inches thick. Rather file. Went in and found a hole, filed a lawsuit and everything. Got it in time there. A few days before, got it in. And did everything that's supposed to be done. And then when it was time, person ended up getting 100 grand. Two belts said, you lying, bro. Well, I have to give you a wrong number so you don't know the right number. And out of that goddamn 100 grand, that person gave me fucking $1. Now, folks, I'm gonna tell y'all this. That pissed me the fuck off. Now, let me tell you something. When a Hope man or mentally Hope start crying, they mad as fuck. That's how mad I was. I worked, and that person had the nerves enough to give me $1 for my services for the things I did. If the person would have did, if the lawyer had got the person, if that white lawyer had a got that person the kind of money they got, they would have gave that white lawyer $50,000. But I get $1, folks. And you know what? And you know what? I would have rather that person not gave me anything, and I didn't go and pick up that $1. I sent my son there to get it because he was there. And since my son went and got it, my son needed 50 cents. If my son didn't need 50 cents, I'd have told my damn son to take that shit, goddamn it, and throw it in that person's face. But you know what, folks? Um, I want to say this, that I don't ever want to see that person again, because that person worked me and didn't pay me for my labor. That person disrespected me. That person had all kind of excuses. I gotta get my tie fixed. I gotta send out. I gotta get my dogs neutered. I gotta fix up the doghouse. I gotta do all these things. But folks, see, that's what we do when we're dealing with each other. We fuck each other. We rip each other off. We kill each other. But damn it, when that white man comes, we don't do that shit. And that was real messed up what that person did. Y'all here too bad. So what's the person name? Too bad I'm not gonna call the person name. But anyway, the person will listen at this podcast, and folks, that is sad. But that's very, let me tell you something too. This same person, relative, came to me with a very, very, very germane problem. And it matches it saddened me. I ain't gonna do shit for that person family, anybody in there. I don't want to see that person. I don't want to have no dealings with that person. Folks, let me just tell you how I am. I had a son to do something to me, and I don't fuck with him no more. I have not seen him, and I don't want to see him. I put this person in that same category. Y'all have